like to say, first of all, to the organizers and all the staff for all your hard work. Thank you very, very much. This morning, I come from Israel, the land of the Bible, the land of the prophets. But this morning, I woke up with a song in my mind of another prophet, a modern prophet, John Lennon, on his song, Imagine all people sharing all the world. And after being in this conference, that's what I feel, that I met such wonderful people from all around, especially different destinations, different universities. But for me, on a personal note, I would say, I am always happy to meet the delegations from Jordan, from Egypt, and from Turkey, as we feel one family representing a very rich culture of a long history and heritage. So, on behalf of the Israeli people, I would like to send a message of love to all of you. Now, what is Israel? I need a longer time than 5 minutes, but Israel is a modern country that, surprisingly, since 2002, we had the happiness and proudness to win 6 Nobel Prizes in chemistry and sciences. What is Israel? Israel is a modern country who is a major player in the startup and the high-tech company. Apple just announced that it's building its first research and development center outside of California in Israel as the only place. Usually Apple is innovative, but sorry Apple, on this one, Google was there first. Microsoft was there first, before that. Intel, Motorola, IBM, all are functioning and working with Israel motivation and Israel research, Israel's engineers. Just a few things that all of us use, but the source of them come from Israel. All of us are happy not to walk around anymore with those floppy disks, and we use those flash disks, Israeli company. All of us use Facebook, right? The design of the Facebook page was done by an Israeli. All of us use wireless devices. Wireless came from an Israeli company. And I could go on and on and on about who is Israel and what is Israel is contributing to the world, to humanity. But there is another part of Israel. Israel is also a major city. I'm sure that most of us, if not all of us, heard the words Jerusalem and the Bible and the messages that come from the land, from the Holy Land, much before we heard it on the news as it's being reported. Israel and Jerusalem were mentioned to all of us by our parents, no matter which religion or where you come from. The words Jerusalem and the Bible were already said in the holidays to all of us. Israel is the land of the prophets, and I think that for people like you, that you represent the best universities in America, when you bring a group to Israel, sites, everybody has sites. But what I want you to get in the mood when you come to Israel is to feel the experience, not come to watch it or sightseeing, but come to understand the deepness of the ideologies that are still relevant in today's global discussion. All of those ideologies who started from the Bible. If today we see protests on Wall Street and other protests around the world asking for people to be more generous and take care of the poor and the weak, go back to the source, go back to those ideas who were mentioned already by the prophets, and by the Bible. And when you bring a group, It's one thing to watch a site and to visit and jump from place to place. It's another thing to go deeper and see what each place represented. From the generation of iPhone, I send you to the place of major ideologies that have shaped the world ever since the time of humanity. Thank you again, and see you in Israel. Shalom. Shalom.